have the pleasure of introducing somebody who is amazing. He's been everything at Mosaic. Well, maybe not everything, but he's been most of the things. He's been an intern. He's been a cabin leader. He's a facilitator now. I mean, who knows? Just keep climbing up the ladder. So I'm going to introduce my man, your friend, and everybody's friend, Chris Darby. Why don't you just hit him up? Give it up for Chris Darby, ladies and gentlemen.
Hello, everybody. How's everybody feeling? Good, good. Let me pull out my notes real fast. So I want to thank all y'all for being out here. This program is amazing. You see what it means to the kids, see what it means to the staff, and just thank you for being here. Meal times are very important times at the Mosaic Project. It's mandated by state law that we feed the kids, so the program wouldn't even go on if we didn't have them. But they're also some of the only times where the cabin leaders and staff members can really just sit and cool out and hang and chat with the kids in a more casual setting or whatnot. We also use it as a little bit of a recon technique because we can see if the kids are actually putting in action all the stuff that we've been talking about during the day. Are they talking to kids from other schools, or are they just talking to the folks that they knew when they came up there? Are they being respectful to each other when they're chatting at the table? Is one kid monopolizing the fries, or are they going around the whole entire table? These are the questions we ask. Meal times at the beginnings of the week are always very challenging. Kids aren't familiar with the routine, so it takes a while to get them their food. They get a little restless. They might want to sit with friends from other cabins, so they'll wander around the room and you have to try to corral them back to the table. Even when you get them all sitting at the table, oftentimes a few kids that are friends will dominate the conversation and other kids will feel very left out. So as cabin leaders and staff, we have to oversee this entire operation while trying to steal ourselves a bite to eat also. It's really, really tough. Last year, the first week I was a staff member, I was a little bit nervous, and I had a cabin that must have spent a considerable amount of time choreographing such mealtime antics to drive me absolutely nuts. It was really hard to deal with. So you can imagine my surprise when at the last breakfast that we shared together on Friday morning, one of the kids started out by saying, "Hey, let's mix it up," which is a phrase we use at the Mosaic to get folks to sit with people from different schools. Wow, all right, let's mix it up then. And they did. And by the time they had all found their seats, they just looked up at me and waited, with food in front of them on the table, waited for me to give them the go-ahead. Wow, all right, go ahead and eat. And when they got the go-ahead, they started passing the plate of potatoes and eggs around the table with pleases and thank yous. So at this point, I had thought I had already gotten to the far reaches of the Twilight Zone and wasn't really sure what was going on. And in my bewildered state, the kids just struck up a conversation all together. Every last one of these kids at the table. They started talking about Pokemon. I looked around this table and I saw 10 kids from radically different backgrounds with varying levels of English proficiency, students that probably would have never been in the same room together, only had met 4 days before, and they were all talking as if they were old friends. I was really lost by the time they got to Digimon's powers, but it was very clear to me that after such a short time, that this diverse group of 9 and 10-year-olds had created the community that they had wanted to. And it was one of the most beautiful moments that I've ever experienced at Mosaic. At the opening ceremony of each session at the Mosaic Project, we introduced our acronym to the students. Laura then asked the kids what they think the world would look like if people all decided to live by those values. Every session, without exception, the kids respond with such things as the world would be nicer, the world would be more peaceful, people would treat others how they want to be treated. These kids arrive at the Mosaic Project knowing that the values that we teach have the power to change the world. They understand because they feel it. They know that when they're treated nice, that they feel it. What we do at the Mosaic Project is show them that such a community is possible. With our staff and with our cabinet leaders, we create such a community. They need to be encouraged to realize that they can choose to live in that world, that they can choose to create that world. They need to be given the tools to make that world a reality. The boys in my cabin last year had seen our staff and our cabinet leaders model a unified, diverse, and positive community. They had been given the tools to be part of such a community. And that morning, they made the choice to chat about Pokemon and enjoy breakfast together. It was really wonderful. What's even better is that those boys, along with 70 other of their fellow Mosaic students and 12 cabinet leaders, went home the next day, and they knew that they had the power to choose to be a positive force in their home environment. And whenever the thoughts, usually reserved for Pokemon, give way to questions about social inequality or the violence that surrounds us in our communities, and they inevitably do, those kids are equipped to pursue positive and peaceful answers to those questions. When the Mosaic students return to their homes, they, with that ability, really lay the foundation for social change. And it's that foundation, that me recognizing that this was the foundation of social change, which has brought me back to the Mosaic Project year after year after year. I started off as a cabinet leader, junior in high school, not really knowing what I wanted to do with my life, with my life's work. And seeing this at the Mosaic Project made me realize on a very fundamental level that kids being able to relate to each other across these social barriers that are imposed on them by adults all their lives. Just being able to see that they can live in a community where they can all get together around Pokemon, around social justice, around whatever they want. They can create that, has brought me back to Mosaic. This is my 5th year, and I would just like to invite y'all to join this community, which has inspired me to work so hard towards peace. Thank you.